Hey there, comic friends. I'm Travis, and it's New Comic Book Day, or at least New Comic Book Day for me. Huzzah, huzzah! Yes. So, any what the foogie kind of things? Let's see. End of the month is Emerald City Comic Con. I need to get my crap together and go through the list of creators and whatnot. Decide if there's books I want to take with me. I haven't done any of that kind of stuff. It's pretty cool. Here, let me see. I'm gonna find it right here. Right here. The pass, the 4-day pass, is some awesome Hellboy art. So, pretty stoked about that. That's kind of cool. I always end up saving the passes, so I actually got to get these signed in. They're almost like a credit card. You have to actually register them. Anyway, so I'm mixed. I have mixed feelings about Emerald City Comic Con this year. I'm looking forward to going. I'm looking forward to getting to talk with some of my comic book friends. Hoping to meet up with some of them. Just not as excited about like panels and stuff. Though now I'm kind of curious to see what some of the panels might be like. Of the DC panels anyway, because Brian Michael Bendis is going to be there. So I'm curious to see if we get any more information about what he's working on for DC. So that'll be kind of cool. There seems to be zero Marvel presence at Emerald City Comic Con this year. They have no panels. They have no nothing, which I think is really strange. Zero representation. I mean, they haven't had a booth, and DC hasn't had a booth for quite some time. Yeah, I expect them to at least have some sort of creator presence and stuff. So, and they don't really seem to. Creators this year seem to be kind of an odd mix of stuff like that. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, maybe I'll cut another video that has specifically do that as I start my hunt down through what I want to bring with me and what my plan is and that sort of thing. What else? Is there anything else? I think here coming up next month, I'm going to start doing a monthly show with Eric from Long Box Review on his channel. It's more than likely going to be his channel kind of a thing. So looking forward to doing that. We're just going to get together, and we feel like we haven't talked comics enough. Me and him have been friends for a very long time and have collected comics together for a very long time. And lately, it just feels like we haven't been able to get together to talk comics in general in our own, personal kind of lives with each other. So we're just gonna make it a show. That way, it happens. So I'm looking forward to getting into that. I've still got plans to do some other extra videos. Just hasn't quite squared away yet. I don't know if it's gonna happen before Emerald City Comic Con, but hopefully afterwards I will get in. I'm really got this itch to talk about other books and talk about comics in other ways other than just you sitting down and having a BS conversation with my friends about it. I love Comic Book Roundtable. Love being able to hang out and just talk about comics in a general sense. But I feel like I want to talk about books more in depth, and sometimes that can be boring if that's not really your thing. So I kind of want it to be its own video. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, 18 books this week. Let's jump into it because it'll take a while to get through it. Let's see what we all got in here. Oh, actually, I have 18 books, but I probably only have 17 individual issues. Because this week, Batman White Knight came out. It's issue number 5 of 8. And I get 2 copies of this. One goes to the Disembodied Voice, has a friend at one of her workplaces that is interested in comics and whatnot. And so we've been getting that for them. I don't know. I mean, I like the art in Batman White Knight. It has other things about it that I'm not 100% sold on, but there are aspects of it that are fun. So, I'll read it and see what it is. See how this issue makes me feel about it. Book I am very much excited to read. Black Bolt, issue number 10. I think Mike Sergeant America told me this is only going to, what, 12? Is that right? It's only a year long. Man, that's gonna be a bummer if that's the case. Really good book. Really good book. Awesome art. I look at the cover of this and I see that Hans is on there as an artist also. So that's Stephanie Hans, who does lots of really rich, colorful, painted type stuff, which I think will match up with Christian Ward's art style really well. Looking forward to seeing what this is, what the story is. I've really been enjoying it. Another Marvel book I'm really excited to read, so I'll have Marvel books to talk about at Comic Book Roundtable. Issue number 15 of Hawkeye, Double Trouble. I think this goes, another part of the family reunion, the legacy stuff. I thought this went, I've heard people say, ooh, the next issue is the last issue. I thought this went to 18, not 16. I'm hoping that's the case. At any rate, super love this book. Thompson, Romero, and Belair, wonderful, wonderful creators who've created this great story. And clearly not enough people read it because it's going away. But I think it's pretty brilliant, and I very much enjoy this book. It hits a lot of the right notes really perfectly. Kind of bummed that Kelly Thompson got an exclusive with Marvel, because I was hoping that DC would be smart and steal her to come and write some books for DC. But I'm excited to see what she's writing on at Marvel. I'm hoping it's something that doesn't have Gambit in it, and then I can pick it up. So checking that out. Headlopper issue number 4, and I want to feel like I already have Headlopper issue number 4, but I think there's a printing error with the first edition of Headlopper number 4, and so we got a second one. I love that cover, that big giant eyeball. So I am looking it up here. I've got my my CLZ app, and going to find out whether or not I have it. Yep, see, it says I have it already. Yeah, there I already have it in my collection. So this must be the one without the printing error, because I think this one, the one that I got a while ago, I think it had a printing error. It had doubled up some pages. So now I have a second one. Really great comic. It's really fun. I love this quarterly, the way it's put out quarterly and whatnot. I really enjoy that. It is a $6 book, but it's hefty, well worth it, and a big chunk of exciting stuff to read for sure. Okay, take a drink of my tea here. It is still extremely hot. Woo, burn going down. Okay, what else we got here? Let's see. Wicked and Divine. This is 1923. $4.99 book. This is one of the kind of like a fill-in book between the main story arcs. I think this is the last one we're getting. 1923. We're gonna find out, what the gods of that time were like and what they were doing. Karen Gillian wrote it. It says Koch on art and Cowell doing lettering, I would assume. So I like some of these other stories to give you a sense of what it's like. Ooh, wow. So it is done like more like a novel. So here we got an introduction to our characters, what they're like during this time. Some gorgeous stuff here, right? So and then there was one. This might be one of the stories that's told what happens after everyone has been gone. But it is prose mostly. It looks like there is brief pieces of sequential art, but it is. Ooh, there's a guy missing his head. But it is mostly lots of prose and the occasional pieces of sequential art. That is pretty damn cool looking, I have to say. Let's see here. I'm looking to see who the actual Odd A-U-D Koch, C-O-C-H is the artist on it. So, looks cool because it is reading as opposed to comic book reading. It may go to the bottom of my pile, not because I dislike it or anything like that, because I actually really love the Wicked and Divine stuff. But it will take me more time to digest it, I believe. So anyway, Batman issue number 40. We get more of that Batman Wonder Woman story arc. You know, we were on the verge of possibly having a Batman Wonder Woman kiss because they're stuck in a different reality dimension where time moves really slow, and they've been there for 10 years. So we'll see whether or not that really happens in here. I'm thinking it's not. I'm thinking it's not really going to be that, but we'll see. And I'm really curious to see how that affects Batman's relationship. I think it clearly will make his relationship with Wonder Woman probably stronger. But I'm curious to see that length of time being separated from Catwoman, how that affects his relationship with her. Here's the second copy of Batman White Knights. Justice League issue number 38. The People versus Justice League. Like I said, I've already taken this off of my poll again, so we'll see. I don't know. The last issue wasn't as bad as the issues before, and the issues before weren't bad. It just wasn't grabbing me. And now a twice a month book has to grab me. I have to be, oh, what's the next issue going to be? Oh, what's the next issue going to be for me to keep picking up a twice a month? And I almost knew that when the whole Rebirth twice a month thing started, that would be the case. That at some point I was going to break on that. Batman hasn't busted me yet, but pretty much all the other books have. So anyway, be checking that out, see what that's like. Oh, looking forward to reading this. More of the Milk Wars. That first issue of the Milk Wars, the Justice League Doom Patrol a book was brilliant. So I'm very much looking forward to checking out Mother Panic and Batman. You almost can't see him there, but there's a Batman. He's wearing vestments, the collar of faith, of the Christian faith. So we'll see exactly what that Book of Batmanners is what this says. I'll try to read that, what the title on the book was. I really like Jody Houser's writing. We'll see what this one's being. And it looks to me like, once again, there is a backup issue of our, written by Magdalene Visagiglio. Sorry, Mags, I can't say your last name. And I think that's the I said Element Girl last time, and that wasn't right. So let me see if I can get it right this time. Shoot, I don't see her name offhand, but I'm super excited about this because, well, for one, it's this little backup story. It's like 2 pages, and it's written like an old comic. So this is by the early 1960s. The Sounding Tales had been canceled. The Formless Girl with it. And this is but in 1981. The writer-artist team of Fred Hand and Gary Stradrick brought the book back to life as Alpha 13. And this is all fictional stuff. So this is from the comic Nevermore, Neverman, Alpha 13. Issue number 27 in 1983. But so it's got, the coloring's yellowed and that sort of stuff. But the art is just awesome. Look at her; she is going to be freaking cool. So I'm super stoked for that miniseries to come out. If this is any indication of it, I'm really excited about that. So looking forward to checking that out and see what that's going to be like and whatnot. And yeah, the Milk Wars, that first issue was all kinds of amazing pants. We'll see what this one's like. I have high hopes for it too. Maybe not to be that, but excited to read that backup thing in it and whatnot. So yeah, book I am looking forward to is Twisted Romance. This is issue 1 of 4. Each week in the month of February, we're going issue of Twisted Romance comes out. It is what it says it is, Twisted Romance. So it's romance kind of stories. I love this cover. On the phone, she's crying her mascara off. I don't think she's just being goth. I think she's crying her mascara off, and she's got her elbows on piles of $100 bills. She's on the phone. Do people still use phones like that? Anyway, Katie Selke, Alex DeCampi, Sarah Horrocks, and Megan Cube in this issue. So it's kind of strange romance tales. I'm guessing. So very much looking forward to reading that and seeing what that's going to be like. Let me get my last brick O books here. There we go. Swamp Thing Winter Special, issue number 1, $7.99. This is an expensive week of books for me. Of course, I didn't pay $7.99. I paid, looking at my cheat sheet here, I paid $3.99. I got 50% off. So super stoked about this because, of course, we've got a Tom King, Jason Fabok story in here, which I think it's going to look brilliant. At least Jason Fabok does such awesome work on superhero characters. He's like for me, one of those pinnacle artists of drawing superhero characters and whatnot. Does such a great job. So we'll see what the Swamp Thing is like when he does that. I'm very much looking forward to that. And my computer just did something weird, so hopefully I'm still recording. And this has the last Lin Wein story in it, so I'm looking forward to reading that also. It was going to be the part of the ongoing. They were going to redo Swamp Thing. It was going to be a Lin Wein written and Jones drawn. If not another miniseries, it was going to be an ongoing. And of course, Lin Wein passed away last year, so that did not happen. So 80 pages. Looking forward to checking out 80 pages of Swamp Thing. I know what it's going to do. It's going to make me just think, man, there should be a Swamp Thing story ongoing. I think there should be, and I think that it should not touch or barely touch the DC universe. Let's get some interesting, kind of creepy-ish kind of stuff going on, please. Superman, issue number 40, The Last Days, Part 1. This is a Robinson fill-in story, so I don't know how excited I'm about that. Doug Mahnke doing art with Mendoza on inks, so I'll probably enjoy the art. We'll see how that is. I just haven't been very excited by Robinson lately at all, so not real excited about that fill-in issue. Paper Girls, talking about Paper Girls. So Paper Girls issue number 20. Love this kind of crazy cover of them climbing up a one of the robots. Brian King Vaughan, Cliff Chang, Matt Wilson. Wonderful, wonderful comic. Been really digging it. Lots of great characters in it. Our 4 girls are awesome. Their future selves are great, and the other casts that end up being in the book are really interesting and really intriguing also. Very excited to check that out, as always. I did not know. Computer just blipped again. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Really strange. Koshki, yeah, whatever. The Deathless. Wonderful Magnolia cover there. Ben Steinbeck drawn. Love Ben Steinbeck's art. This is issue number 2 of 6. Very much looking forward to reading this. It's about this man who ends up striking a deal with Baba Yaga, ultimately. Strikes a deal with quite a few people to keep himself immortal, and some of the consequences that go on with that, and his story. And the story's told kind of, he's sitting in a bar in hell with Hellboy, and Hellboy, these two were kind of enemies at one point, and they're having a conversation. He's kind of telling his story about how he got where he is. So I have been digging that as far as the Hellboy attached Dark Horse books. Gravediggers Union. This is issue number what? 4? Yep, issue number 4. I'm really, really digging this book too. I like the opening 3 or 4 pages that tend to be Wes Craig drawn. They have this kind of feel of a Stanley Kubrick's 2001 Space Odyssey, where we've got our ancient ancestor, ape men, and the femur and the monolith has that kind of a feel to it at the beginning of it, which is really great. And then we dive into wonderful Toby Cypress art that I absolutely love as they're trying to find this witch in particular. The evilness of the world is getting way out of control. There is a zombie hurricane coming out of the south that is wrecking everything, and they think they're going to have to go into the hurricane to solve their problem. So looking forward to checking that out and seeing what that is. Oh, Rasputin, the voice of the dragon. God, that cover is just so cool. Not sure who did this painted cover, but man, that is an awesome painted cover. Whereas I'm digging the Deathless book, the voice of the dragon, haven't been that excited about. This is number 4 of 5. It's not been Rasputin-centric enough for me. It still has more to do with the professor. This is pre-Hellboy kind of stuff. It's some of the stuff that was going on before Rasputin ends up summoning Hellboy. So it's filling in some details of story that's somewhat interesting and whatnot. But I don't know. I guess my biggest grievance is calling it this and it not having Rasputin, because Rasputin is what I was looking forward to checking out more of. I always like, the details they add to the world and its timeline and stuff. But if it's going to be Rasputin, it needs to be Rasputin, right? Yes, The Damned. Issue number 5? 8. Wow, 8. Of course it's 8, because we're way past an arc. Looking forward to checking this out. We've got some great characters in here. Our main character's brother's here. He's rumbling with a bunch of demons. Our main character, Eddie, he is clearly in his dead state. He's in this kind of limbo land looking for his mother's soul that he's trying to figure out how to bring back. That's Eddie there. He's dead, but his body's a bomb. If you touch his flesh, he comes back to life and you die instead. You take on his wounds and instantly you're dead and he's alive. It's a curse that he has on him, but it seems to be there seems to be some advantage to that curse. So been a great read so far. Super excited to be checking out the next issue of that. And finally this time, another book that I don't think a lot of people picked up because of the hefty price that is on it. This is a $9.99 book. Young Monsters in Love. This is another 80-page giant. Why is this 80-page giant if it's $10 and the winter one is $7.99? That's something I don't know. Clearly more value in the winter one than there is in this, right? I'm just looking at my prices here. So, like I said, that $7.99 book was 50% off for me, so $3.49. This book actually cost me $6. Wow. So, so it's the price of a trade, basically. It is not square bound. It is staple bound, which I'm thinking I like more than the square bound these days, just because I can lay it out flat to read it. Whereas the Winter Special, you can't see that. It actually is square bound. So, I don't know. What do y'all think of that? That price? I haven't done the math to crash it out. I love that cover, though. Swamp Thing smooching with Madame Frankenstein. Green with envy. And there's, of course, Frank back there being upset because he's been betrayed. I like this kind of things. I like these kinds of specials and what. I don't know if I'm excited about that price point, but I'm looking forward to reading this and seeing what all the kind of goofy stories there are. I like that kind of stuff. So it'll be fun to read and check out. I don't know how many of those I'll get to before Comic Book Roundtable, which there will be tomorrow. The usual time, 6:30-ish, 6:45-ish Pacific time. Hope to have you there. Come and check it out. This video is getting mighty long now, so I'm cutting it off here. Have a great weekend, everybody, and hope to see you tomorrow.